rise one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Hey, cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright. Cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright. They be trying to put the hoses to my fire. They don't understand why I be praising my Messiah. Sounding like a church in my car with no choir. The windows roll down, turn it up a little higher. When I'm in the spirit, I be feeling transformed. Want me turn it down, saying no to lukewarm. God say do it, better do it, been warned. Baptized, my renew, feeling reborn. I know there's a lot that don't like how I do things. They be trying to take me down, trying new things. They don't understand I got protection from the true King. There's a cross on my back that they must clean. Sending praise to the heaven like it's fireworks. Everybody want the chorus, how the body works. Sunday night praising God till the body hurts. Giving honor to the Father for his mighty works. If you're looking for a reason, I can give you one. Think about a battle that you shouldn't have won. If you woke up in the morning, there's another one. If I was you, I would give praise to the Holy One. God gave me joy so the world can't take it. Riding on the boat, sending waves, trying to shake it. Aiming for my faith on the daily, trying to break it. Real fruits from the vine, can't fake it. Cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright. Cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright. I just do what's required, this ain't my ways. Wait a minute, why they looking at me sideways? All the shade rolling in like a tidal wave. I just learned to turn it up on them highways. Going through, praise God, you forget the hurt. Praising God, water seeds that be in the dirt. Got my worship on high on the way to work. Hey, swerving in my challenger, skirt, skirt. Gotta even learn to do it in the bad times. Broken heart even in the sad times. He can change the game around before it's even halftime. Put the enemy to sleep before it's nap time. The God I praise hold all the power. FP&L ain't got nothing on his tower. He can bring them lights any minute, any hour. He the one that turn your seed, homie, to a flower. Thank God for the tents when the windows up. I be crying like a baby for a sippy cup. Tears rolling down my face, begging God to lift me up. Had a bad day, that's a good pick me up. Thank God for the tents when the windows up. I be crying like a baby for a sippy cup. Hey, tears rolling down my face, begging God to lift me up. Had a bad day, boy, that's a good pick me up. Cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright. Cruising in the wheel, feeling alright. Turn up my worship at the red light. Getting lost in my praise, but I'm too high. Light turn green, now they honking, they'll be alright.
Good evening, good evening. This is me, your host, Calvin Logan, with the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate what everybody is doing. We thank you all for listening. This is a special edition of the Logan Power Show. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for what God is doing. I know there's a lot of things going on. A lot of you are trying to figure out, where you stand, where you feel in life. But hey, we're gonna pretty much let you as the people have your voice be heard, because my thing about it is, your voice is not heard, we don't know where we would be. So tonight is a night where we're gonna have our voices be heard, and we want people to know who we are. Well, without further ado, this is me, your host, Calvin Logan, with the Logan Power Show. I thank you again for listening to us and spending time with us here on today. Trust and believe we are going to have a good time here on the Logan Power Show. So trust and believe it's going to be a good time with us. So before we get started, we're going to talk about, the election has just hit for us November the 3rd. A lot of things have been on a roller coaster. As we know, just going over some of the updates, there's different reports, all different type of polling. The way it's looking right now, as it stands, the Democratic Party is going to be ruling the House, and the Republican Party will be ruling the actual Senate. Based off of that, as well as the presidential race is coming to a figuring out who the winner is, we know that President Biden is leading, but it's even Vice President Biden is leading right now, but we know right now it's even bigger than that. There's a lot of things that were done here. Just I'm talking about South Carolina senator races that was going on, solicitor races, House of Representative races. So we want people to voice your opinion. How do you feel? What's really going on? This based off of what we're seeing, how this presidential race is becoming. Senator races across the nation, House of Representatives, we have a nation that's divided, and we're not on the same page. So we want to know how you feel based off the election. Do you feel America is making you feel comfortable? If you feel uncomfortable, so if you want to unmute yourself, tell us who you are, where you're calling from. We want you to hear to voice your opinion and tell us how you feel. So without further ado, the line is free. Let us know how you feel. Anybody here going once, going twice? Miss Kimmy Kim, do you have an opinion for us here on this time?
I just want to say, wow, this has been a wonderful, heartbreaking, but kind of interesting time when it comes to the election, because I really thought this was going to be a landslide, but it tells me how divided we really are. And Trump is he has a lot of followers. So even though I still believe that Biden will win, it's going to be an interesting transition, because I really believe that this president is going to do whatever it takes he can to keep the White House, even though it's done legitimately. I believe that he's really used to cheating, and so that's how he gets his way. But the law is the law, and I'm looking forward to see what happens. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed and asking God to really remove this president so we can live out of socialism, and I really believe we are in that, and that's why it's so appalling to me, because they announced that Vice President and Senator Harris would be promoting socialism and communism, and we're living that right now. So I'm like, really? And some of the people really believe that. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because I want this president gone. Yeah.
I got you. I mean, that's some strong words. I mean, you mentioned some things that, based off of what we're seeing, there are people like you, a good majority of people that did vote feel the way you feel. And I can understand that how you can feel this is like a socialist type of country based off how things are going. It is a divided United States of America. If you got to be honest with yourself. If you think this country is together, we're not together. We haven't been together in a long time, and we're probably not going to be together anytime soon.
Soon. It's going to be a minute. We had a little progress with Obama, but we lost that after Trump got in. So, yeah, we starting from scratch.
I got you.
So we got to build back better. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, I believe it's even more deeper than that, because this is the part that I want people to understand. There are people that are for the current president, and the biggest thing that I tell people is going to require everyone coming together. So I know how you believe. You totally believe, hey, there's something wrong with the current presidency. So say, for instance, President president soon to be. If he does, Vice President Biden becomes President Biden, and he's currently in power. How is he going to bridge the gap? Because there, like you just seen, almost 69, 70 million people voted for Donald Trump, current President Donald Trump. So you got 70 million people out of 330 feel one way and counting.
Yeah.
But
you have to also remember, a lot of them are also are voting for him because of the education, and then some are just voting because of the tax laws. So, yeah, you have like when I saw the exit polls for the Republicans, the number one concern was for them is the economy. So they're more so like a Trump, I don't care about this, I just want the money. So then you do have the ones that are really strange people who really believe that this is their country. You do have those as well. But, yeah, it is very interesting to see that people voted for Trump. It really is.
Absolutely. I hear what you're coming from. But, like I've always told people this, if you are a wealthy person, based off of the way he has the tax breaks and the tax laws, and I mean by wealthy, I mean like you have to be in a serious, like a wealthy type of format. It means your life would have to be like in some real numbers. If it's about the money, absolutely. Anybody if you're like a billionaire, a high person that's making a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, based off tax breaks, how things are broken down, absolutely would vote for President Trump because he looks out for your best benefit, hands down.
Yeah.
You'd be a fool not
to,
because there's so many tax breaks and tax laws that allow the wealthy to be able to,
not pay
number
taxes.
one, not pay as much taxes, and able to obtain what they have. And a person, the normal person that, normal Joe or normal individual that doesn't make that kind of money, you're going to pay more in taxes. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But the question I have just for you, because the part that really just sort of strikes me, and no point intended to some people who may be listening to me, is that when people say like, hey man, things are unfair, things are not, I'm the kind of individual, this is how I've always been taught, that we got to understand that you can be as wealthy as much as you want to be. You can have tons of much money. You could be, out the wazoo. But the people that serve you, if they don't have enough finances to take care of their own family, then you be pretty much feeding yourself. That's what you be doing. If you got, say you got a ton of money and you're the kind of person say, well, it's all about me and my house and anybody else's, then the question I have is, what are you going to do when those individuals who you pay for, to do your job can't say, hey, I can't, I don't make enough to be able to sustain. My finances are not built that I can be able to last long in this type of economy. And that's the part that I want others to understand. Like, it's easy to say, like, hey, we can live this way. It's easy to talk that way because you're talking from your necessity, your needs, your wants. It's so cliche. We can always talk about, hey, it's about me and my house. But I've learned this, that me and my house, we got to serve the Lord. And it's about people, because people is what it's about. It's about us working together, working the aisles to be able to we can make a difference. Now, there's certain things I don't get. Some people say, like, I voted for not just the presidency that bothers me. What bothers me is some things that we have when it comes to senators. People that are still in the same Senate seat, and they really don't do nothing for the people. They honestly don't. They don't do anything that make it sound like, hey, I'm for the people. Now you for yourself. You yourself in your house. That's what you're for. You're not for us. You never been for us, but you for those that's your actual those partiers that paid every time so that you be good. Those are the ones I know are the ones that you. That's that I know for certain that that I see a lot of people don't talk about is that it's all about me and what I can make and what I can bring in, and I believe that's all false. I believe that we as a people we got to do better. We can't sit there and not say that we can't make a difference, and we got to start making some laws in place when it comes to these so-called senators, House of Representatives, because those are the ones that I believe that make it very difficult for us. Because some of them I don't believe have the best interest of the people. They got certain people, but not everybody. And I believe history is going to be made in this presidency. It is not just the person that become president, the vice president. I think history can be made. The first ever African-American woman to vice president of the United States. I think that would change the guard. The United States, let's be truthful, we women play a pivotal role in the growth of the United States of America. And having a woman in be the second powerful person in the world, I think that speaks volumes. That's how I look at it. And the person does have credentials, and I believe that, the way the House and the Senate is going, that it's still going to be a battle because not everyone's got to be on the same page. We still got to work together. Now, Ms. Kimmy Kim, for yourself, and where you are, were there anything senator races or House of Representatives that should have shook your head, or solicitors, things in your area that made you
absolutely.
say,
That senator in South Carolina and that senator in Kentucky. Oh, and we got to also come boldly to the polls in 2 years for the congressional election. We need to turn out in numbers so that we can at least have some power for President Biden so that he can do things. If we don't vote in the congressional, this is ludicrous. What's the point? So we must promote that as well.
Definitely. And you're spot on. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in I just voted just temporarily, but you got to vote all the time. You gotta vote all the time. You can't sit there and say I'm just voting. I'm voting just temporary. I'm just voting for the presidency every 4 years. No, it's bigger than that. You got to vote all the time. Voting is key. Voting is something. You got to vote every time. We can't sit there and say I'm just gonna vote when I want to vote. Now you got to vote because it's time to vote, and we got to make a difference in how we vote and who we vote for. Because our voice matters.
It does.
I believe that every voice out here matters. And until we make a difference, until we make a sound that's going to be louder than what we're doing, we're not going to make a difference at all. Sometimes people talk this cliche talk, man, I'm about change. But no, you about your pockets. And there's a definitely rooted problem that we have in this country, that we have to make a decision not only to think about people, but to think about, what we say impacts people. We have to be careful what we say. We can't be sitting around here and say, well, it's about me and my house, or me and the people that's there. But hey, I'm enjoying what we got going on here. I know there's so many things going on. Yes, in South Carolina we did have a tough race between Lindsey Graham and Jamie Harrison. I thought Senator Jamie Harrison would pull off the historical victory in South Carolina, but unfortunately, South Carolina didn't want to go that route. Would have been the first time in history. You'd have had two African American senators in the same state. Never would have happened. Would have been something different, but never happened. But there was some change here. I know in South Carolina, in my area, we selected the first ever woman sheriff, Miss Christine Graziano, being Al Cannon.
Okay.
Al Cannon was in power for 32 plus years. Had a detention center, a jail named after him, and he's out of power. I think that now the part I didn't understand, there was a bill in place for affordable housing in this state of South Carolina, and we said no to that. That baffled my mind because I said to myself, okay, the people who said no to affordable housing, you got to ask yourself, okay, let's be honest. The average American, if you're working one job, it's kind of hard to afford a house. Most houses on average, depending on what the area is, can run, 160, 160,000 or greater, 200,000, 250,000, 300,000. So how you going to do that if you're only making $13 an hour or $14 an hour? It's impossible. You're pretty much saying I'm paying my mortgage and that's it. Can't have a car note. I can't do anything else, and it's going to be kind of hard for me to live. And the part that I didn't understand is why is it that we as a society don't want to invoke change. We're scared that change is going to make a difference. Now, for where you live in Missouri, there were some tight races. I'm going back and checking here in the state of Missouri, because we're going to talk about our states. I know South Carolina I didn't understand, but hey, you live and you learn. People have their own voice of opinion. I can't force people to choose. I just tell people I just don't understand. And maybe somebody can tell me why they choose what they choose, and what can we do to make a difference there. But if anybody else besides us two that are on the line that would like to voice their opinion of how they felt about this election, hey, definitely mute yourself. I'm the kind of person, I don't get mad because what you choose. Your choice is your choice. If you decide today or tomorrow who you're voting for. So the state of Missouri had no Senate race going on. We know in the state of Kentucky, Mitch McConnell beat out Miss McGrath. Was a shocker. So I didn't understand that one. There was a couple other races that I didn't get. South Carolina was one of them. Alabama, Turnbull beat Jones. Mississippi Highsmith beat Etsy. Cotton beat Harrington. Texas, Corn beat Hager. Oklahoma and Hopi beat Broilers. Kansas, Marshall beat Boiler. Now, in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell's been in office for over 40 years. That's a long time. You would think in 40 years, Kentucky would be on the map by now. Kentucky still ain't on the map.
Yep.
And I'm just being straightforward with y'all. I'm letting you know
very racist.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on. They're not on the map. And what I mean by be on the map is that, let's be truthful. When you think about Kentucky has what's called a no-knock law and a right to bear arms law in the same state. No-knock warrant plus a right to bear arms in the same state. That doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me that a law enforcement officer can knock on the door, no-knock warrant, plus you're telling me it's okay for me to carry So someone comes busting down my door and they don't announce for themselves. For me, I'm going to protect my home. I'm going to open fire. But if I open fire on a law enforcement, let's be truthful. I ain't going to let it tell a story. That's a fact.
Come on.
These are facts. The state of Kentucky, you wonder why Breonna Taylor got killed. There is the no-knock warrant that we talk about. That's a law. If you said, like, why the guy that Mr. Kenneth fired, because he has a right to bear arms. He had a legal weapon. That's why he fired. So you think about it and the problem that really was really hurtful is that you knocked in the wrong house. And it could have been more. It could have been more. It could have been more than one person dying. That's what people don't get. I've always said this. Fighting with your hands, you can live to tell another day. A knife, a gun, you cannot live to tell another day. It's impossible. Once you pull that trigger, once you let it go, you can't say, "Oops, I'm sorry," or "Hey, we're gonna do this tomorrow." It doesn't work like that. These are things that don't happen. And I promise people this, that there is going to be more turmoil off of how this election turns. Any way it goes, it's still going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I promise you this. Even if Vice President Biden decided today or tomorrow, if he won, there's still going to be an issue. I promise you, there still will be a problem due to the fact is we're not on the same page.
That's true, though.
There's not a same page here. But Miss Kim, as a woman, as an African American female, do you feel that your voice is being heard based off this election?
When I think about Joe Biden, yes. Trump, no. The reason why I say that is because he chose someone that looks like me to run with him. That says a lot. I'm just saying. she looks like me. She's a black woman. But I still am going to hold Joe Biden accountable for the things that he said he would do. So we will see. And I want to see a better community. It was a black male, I believe it was in Pennsylvania, somewhere in that area, when he did a town hall. No, I think that was Ohio, when that was the one that Trump didn't show up. But anyways, it was this black man, and he was like, "You ain't black, so why should I vote for you?" And Joe Biden, it threw him off, right? But what I like about him was the fact that he was so real. He was like, "I know, it's very tough because if I have a house on one side of the street and you have a house on the other side of the street, but in the same area, my house will be more and your will appraise less. We're going to change that because we shouldn't have to have a different value if we're in the same area due to your color." And so I like the fact that he understands that we do have systematic racism, not only in the police system, but job market, health care, housing, banking. I mean, financial. It's a setup so that we don't win. And so he does recognize that. What can he do? We will see.
Absolutely.
And he can't do anything if we don't vote in the next 2 years.
True. And for those that are listening to me, the president is just one piece of the puzzle. You got to have the House, the representatives, and the senators. They decide what law goes through. Some people have not figured that out yet. The president is the one who can sign the law in place. The president can put on Supreme Court justice. He can put judges in place. The president can pardon people. The president is what we call the voice for America, is the mouthpiece. So that's why you have to be careful as a president. You have to be, the Bible also, you let your yea be nay, your nay be nay. So you got to be slow to speak. Because when you're given that much power, whatever you say is like it's like pins and needles. You think the president of the United States makes $400,000 a year. There's most of your Fortune 500 CEOs make almost 4 times that amount easily.
That's true.
Hands down. But why do you want to be the president of the United States? Plenty of reasons. One, you don't pay no taxes. Number 2, you know all the power seats. You know what's going on. You know how to make a difference. You know what things need to be done. You know what's about to come down the road. So pretty much you know how this thing is going to flow. Then when you're done being the president, then you can charge $100,000 to come for someone to hear you speak. $200,000 for a plate to hear you give a speech of what you did 4 years ago.
Right.
Those type of things. See, that's why I say the president is like, it's like saying in football you made it to the Hall of Fame, or the NBA you made it to the Hall of Fame. Major League Baseball, you're the Hall of Fame. You're considered to be one of the greats, and when you're one of the greats, you decide how things go. You are the actual person that is the number one person in the nation, in the world. They say the United States of America is the number one. But in most cases, how I look at the United States of America, we got a lot to growing up to do because we are not number one. Financially, we're not.
Right. And that's the problem.
We're in debt as high as high as the Pacific Ocean. So that's the we gotta understand. We get big difference. But I want to end with this. Please don't let 2020 just be your only time that you vote. 2022 is right around the corner. Next year, you're going to vote for somebody else if it comes to either another thing that's in your neighborhood, local elections. Don't sit there and just say, I'm focusing on the grand finale and not focusing on everything. You got to make a difference. Don't sit there and just think about, well, man, my voice doesn't make a difference. Oh, it does. How do you think those absentee ballots made such a difference in this presidential election? So I want people and family to understand the importance of it. And without further ado, Ms. Kimmy Kim, tell people when your next podcast is and how people can listen to you.
Sure. Well, I will be resuming Fellowship Friday, hopefully in 2021. And I will be resuming at midnight the same. I need to take a break so I can, focus on my goals and, follow the wisdom of the Lord and continue on producing wonderful podcasts such as yours. I love this podcast because I love your realness. I love the fact that when you bring people on there, they are pillars in their communities. So I can't wait to get more and more of your wonderful guests. And you can reach out to Kimmy Kim on Elation Radio, or you can go to Facebook, Instagram. I am under Kimmy Robinson. And you can reach out to Elation Magazine or Elation Radio at elationmagazine@gmail.com, or just Google us, and we are here. If you do have a prayer request, we have Minister/Pastor Calvin Logan and others who can pray on your behalf. You are not in this by yourself. Do not believe the enemy. He comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. We are here for you, and we love you. We just want a better America, God is the owner of this earth. He owns everything. We are just stewards, and that's why it's important that we, be careful on who we, represent or who we support, because that says a lot about your character and how you believe. Because really, you're not going to follow someone that doesn't have your same beliefs. So with that being said, it's very important that your beliefs are in line with God, because I just want to get the well done verdict, and that is my daily goal. Well done, faithful servant. You were, faithful in a few things. Come and enjoy this wonderful eternal life. That is all I want. And I love life. I love people. I love you, my brother, and I really appreciate your podcast. I appreciate your time. I do not take this lightly. Awesome
Amen.
discussion.
Well, man, we know we love you and your family, Miss Kimmy Robinson, and what you guys do. The Elation family is what we make a difference. Hey, we are on all things from iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Pandora. You can find us here on Elations Radio. We're making a difference. Hey, next week, Thursday, be on the lookout, November the 12th. We're coming out some more stuff over and over again. Trust and believe. You can find us at Logan Power Show on www.theloganpowershow.us. If you want to be a guest, email us to loganpowershow@gmail.com. Hey, we appreciate you. We love y'all. To God be the glory. Let God's will be done. That's all the time I got. My name is Calvin of the Logan Power Show with the one and only, the producer, the CEO of Elations, Miss Kimmy Robinson. We appreciate you. We love you. And you have a blessed night. To God be the go top of the hour. You will have the Pastor's Corner. Hey, so definitely we appreciate you. Love y'all. Miss Kimmy can take us out.
Hey, I'm Dr. Scott, and I'm here with my good friend Shirley Murdoch.